Prince Janusz Radziwiłł was a notable Polish noble and magnate. Throughout his life he occupied a number of posts in the state administration, including that of Court Chamberlain of Lithuania, Field Hetman of Lithuania and Grand Hetman of Lithuania. He was also a voivode of Vilna voivodeship, as well as a starost of Samojisha, Kamieniec, Kazimierz and Sedgway. He was a protector of the Protestant religion in Lithuania and sponsor of many Protestant schools and churches. For several decades, the interests between the Radziwiłł family and the state had begun to drift apart. As the Radziwiłls increased their magnate status and wealth, their attempts to acquire more political power in the Grand Duchy of Lithuania culminated in the doings of Janusz Radziwiłł, who is remembered in Polish historiography as one of the Grand Duchy nobles responsible for the end of the Golden Age of the Commonwealth. In his times he was one of the most powerful people in the Commonwealth, often described as a de facto ruler of the entire Grand Duchy of Lithuania. During the Deluge, the Swedish invasion of Poland-Lithuania during the Second Northern War, he sided with the Swedish king, signing the Treaty of Kędzierzyn and the Union of Kędzierzyn. This move, however, antagonized him with most of other nobles, including members of his own family. His forces were eventually defeated in battle and he himself died in a besieged castle at Tykocin. Early life. He was born on the 2nd of December 1612 in Popiel. He was heir to one of the most powerful of princely Polish-Lithuanian families, the Radziwiłł family. In September 1628 he departed for a 4-year-long voyage primarily in Germany and the Netherlands, returning to the Commonwealth's capital of Warsaw by autumn 1632. Soon afterward the new king of the Commonwealth, Władysław IWAZA, sent him with a diplomatic mission to the Netherlands and the United Kingdom. As a reward, he received his first governmental office, becoming the Podgomorze of Lithuania in early 1633. He took part in the Smolensk War in 1634, through he primarily accompanied the king, and did not participate actively in major combats. He would become a regular part of Władysław IWAZA's company, spending much time at the royal court over the next 5 years. In 1635 he became the starost of Kamieniec, and in 1638 Kazimierz Dolny. Since 1636 he administrated his family's estates, through not very efficiently, which he admitted himself. He also attended most of the same sessions. He married a Katarzyna Potocka on the 2nd of February 1638. He was a Calvinist, and his wife, Catholic. Through this did not cause significant difficulties. They would have 3 children, through only the daughter Anna Maria, born in 1640, would survive till adulthood. Katarzyna died on the 21st of November 1642. In 1645 he married Maria Lupu, daughter of a Moldavian hospodar vassal Lupu. Rise to power. The death of his father in 1641 made him one of the wealthiest magnates in the entire Commonwealth. In 1646 he became a member of the Senate of Poland, a an important office that granted him this privilege. In April that year, he became the Field Hetman of Lithuania. Later, in November, he also received another prestigious title, that of a starost of Samojisha. In 1648 he was elected to the Lithuanian tribunal. Later that year, the Commonwealth suffered 2 drastic events: death of King Władysław, and the beginning of the Śmierniki uprising. In February 1649 he commanded the Commonwealth forces in the victorious Battle of Mazia, and in July, at Battle of Loyu. Fighting resumed in 1651, and Radziwiłł was once again victorious, commanding the Lithuanian forces at the Second Battle of Loyu in July. capture of Kiev on the 4th of August, and a Battle of Bila Tserkva in September. In 1652 a liberum veto was invoked in the Sejm by Władysław Sosiński, forcing it to disband. Some historians have speculated that Sosiński might have acted on orders from Janusz Radziwiłł. Through Wisner observed there is no evidence to support this theory. In 1653 the Cossacks allied themselves with Russia, and in turn, Russian forces invaded the Commonwealth from the east. In March that year Janusz received the office of Voivode of Wilno. On the 17th of June 1654 Janusz was elevated from the field hetman position to the Grand Hetman of Lithuania. Despite the nominations, relations between him and the king have been worsening. In late August 1654 Janusz Radziwiłł defeated invading Russians at the Battle of Szklow, but this was his last victory. Days later he was defeated by the Russians at the Battle of Sipielewice. The following winter Lithuanian counter-offensive proved unsuccessful, with the inconclusive siege of Mihailio, union with Sweden and fall from grace. With the war against Russia still ongoing, the Commonwealth suddenly had to face a new enemy. In June 1655 Swedish forces started to advance across the northern territories of the Commonwealth. The Swedish invasion of Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, part of the Second Northern War, is known in the Polish history as the Deluge. Together with his cousin Boguslaw Radziwiłł, Janusz began talks with Swedish King Charles X Gustav of Sweden, discussing how to reverse the Union of Lublin which created the Commonwealth. Janusz first declared the Grand Duchy a Swedish protectorate in the Treaty of Kędzierzyn on the 17th of August 1655. Then the brothers signed another treaty on the 20th of October according to which the Swedish-Lithuanian Union was founded, and in which Radziwiłłs were to rule a part of the Grand Duchy. Janusz was not alone in abandoning the Polish side. Many Polish nobles, such as Deputy Chancellor of the Crown Hieronym Radziejowski and Grand Treasurer of the Crown Boguslaw Leszczyński, believing that John II Casimir was a weak king or a Jesuit king, encouraged Charles Gustav to claim the Polish crown. John II Casimir had few friends among the Polish szlachta, as he openly sympathized with Austria and showed disregard and contempt for the Commonwealth. Poznan voivode Krzysztof Opolinski surrendered Great Poland to Charles Gustav, and soon other voivodes followed. Although much of the Commonwealth, including Warsaw, Kraków, and the western portions of the Duchy, were taken by the Swedes, King John II Casimir and his allies were able to regain power after a few years, starting with the Jasny Góra resistance and the Tysoche Confederation. The Swedish defeat and eventual retreat from the territories of the Commonwealth spelled an abrupt end for the plans of Janusz and Boguslaw. Janusz died in Tykosin, besieged by loyal Commonwealth forces. Legacy. Janusz Radziwiłł is ill-remembered in Polish popular culture, particularly due to the negative portrayal of his supposed treason and alliance with Swedes during the Deluge by Polish 19th-century Nobel Prize winner Henryk Sienkiewicz. Sienkiewicz, in his trilogy, wrote about Radziwiłł's death: earthly ruin, a fallen soul, darkness, nothingness, that is all he managed to attain as a reward for service to himself. Janusz Radziwiłł is portrayed prominently as hetman by Władysław Hansa in the movie epic The Deluge by Jerzy Hoffman.